and welcome to the first edition of the Bulldog Bulletin, BsTv's No BS news show. I'm Cassidy Smith.
And I'm Mili Leal.
We'd like to dedicate the first few minutes of the bulletin to catching you up on what's going on right now via headlines from various news sources around the world. We've got you covered locally, nationally, and internationally. So here are the top local headlines. According to the Business Journal, the Fresno Council of Governments has approved a measure to transfer $25 million into a newly created account bolstering efforts to bring a high-speed rail heavy maintenance facility to the area. Also, the Fresno Fair opened today to large crowds and will be running through October 17th. Some of the headline performers include Jason Derulo, B.O.B., and Selena Gomez. We'll be hearing more about the delicious food available at the fair later in the program.
Nationally speaking, White House Chief of Staff Rahm Emanuel has announced his resignation to make a bid to be elected mayor of Chicago. A former congressman, Emanuel has a reputation for abrasiveness, according to Radio New Zealand, and says he's excited to head home to Chicago. Well-respected actor Tony Curtis passed away last Wednesday. He was best known for his role opposite of Marilyn Monroe in the classic film Some Like It Hot.
And on the world stage, the New York Times reported that at least 8 were killed in a bombing Friday in Nigeria. This bombing is allegedly related to a group that is discontent over poverty in an oil-producing region of the country. The New York Times also reported that North and South Korea agreed on Friday to allow families separated by the Korean War to reunite for a few days in North Korea. The South Korean families who will take part in the series of reunions were selected by lottery.
Now that you're all caught up, let's talk Fresno State. Some of us are familiar with the ASI student government organization here in Fresno State. However, our understanding as to what they do and how they benefit us students isn't very clear. Our reporter David Vasquez interviewed Pedro Ramirez and has more on the story.
When the letters ASI are heard here on campus, some students might say it's a club on campus or a student organization. But as the ASI president will explain, ASI is a recognized student body organization here on Fresno State.
My name is Pedro Ramirez, and I'm president of Associate Students Incorporated, ASI, which is basically the student body president. Primarily, I am the main spokesman for the students, their wants, needs, and concerns. I try to address as many of them, the concerns that are brought to me. I sit on various committees, leading from technology to academic services to the way the university is run, the building maintenance and management, things like that. Basically, any committee that deals with how this university works and functions. I have a voice, and so do the students. ASI is basically the officially recognized student body government of the university. Through a chancellor's executive order, we have been designated in each campus. Each campus has its ASI. If it's not an ASI, it's an AS. So we're the officially recognized student body government, and so we're the ones that have the responsibility to serve the students. We collect student fees, and with that money, we use to run the various programs that we have here on campus, like the library laptop program. If you look at those, we sponsor those. The newspapers that you see around, we sponsor those. We have a lobby corps that we're getting up and running, and that's what we're using to advocate for higher education. So we have a broad range of services and programs, and new programs are hopefully coming underway as we review our budget. But we primarily function as the voice, but we also serve as we also have programs and services. If they want more information on what we do, we have the website. www.asi.csufresno.edu. They can find information on what we have open, and we always take volunteers. If not, they have more questions, and they can just stop by here in the office in room 316 or 317, and we'll have somebody help them.
For B Sharp, this is David Vasquez. Now back to you in the studios.
We're really looking forward to see everything that ASI has to offer this year. Now, as we fall into the season of hot beverages and colorful leaves, autumn clothing is already streaming into local stores. Reporter Danny Villalobos has the inside scoop on how to look cool this fall while staying warm.
As the days of swimwear melt away, it's time to fall forward into the comforting warmth of scarves and jackets. Autumn is officially here.
But some stories are like,
Heading off the season, Fresno Boutique, Stella Laguna Beach, Chloe California, and The Laundry Room were featured in the Y101 Fall Fling Unplugged fashion show and gave us a look into this year's fall fads.
A lot of prints are really big, so like mismatching prints, like you can wear a zebra with like a polka dotted shirt and it really doesn't matter. It's just a lot of fun elements that you could throw into your outfit.
Big fur vests and lacy pieces are also things to look out for this season. Zioteco says that incorporating contrasting colors like black and taupe into your wardrobe can also be a fun way to play up your fall look. Following in the trend for this fall's darker color scheme, this military-inspired jacket will add a masculine edge to an already feminine outfit. Alongside women's wear, light sweaters and the essential button-down are among the must-haves for men's autumn apparel. But sticking to the basics is an important factor for everyone to keep in mind.
If you keep kind of neutrals or tonals like this, you can take colors back to it and they'll work. So really any color, if you throw any one of these colors back to the shorts, they all work. So that's kind of the way to go, is like keep your bottoms neutral and then throw some pop colors in there with.
Pauline says another way to get the most of your everyday threads is to dress them up with different accessories to get a new flair with the same basics. Above all, when it comes to style, there are no set rules. Both insist it's simply a creative way to express your personality. So remember, have fun with it. For the Bulldog Bulletin, I'm Danny Villalobos.
I think I need one of those furry vests. It would definitely keep me warm during the homecoming game. By the way, all of the festivities are centered around the 100th anniversary.
That's great. Now joining us in the studio to discuss the celebration is Centennial Project Coordinator Tracy Newell. Hi Tracy, thanks for coming today.
Absolutely.
So why don't you tell me a little bit about some of the events that are going to be happening this year for Fresno State's homecoming?
Sure. As per usual, we're going to do the whole homecoming week out in front of the bookstore just for students. So you can look for special activities from USU out there, and there will be some Centennial themed events, like instead of regular Name That Tune, there's going to be some of the tunes from over our past 100 years.
Wow, that might be a little tougher for some of the students.
Absolutely.
Well, I don't know about that. Let's talk about the parade specifically.
Sure.
What are some of the organizations that are participating?
We're really excited. We have close to 60 organizations participating, and most are on campus. One of the ones I'm most excited about are the librarians, believe it or not. They've created something called a book cart drill team. You know the book carts that they push to give books back? They have a little dance that they've created with them.
Oh my goodness, and these are librarians that are going to be doing this.
Yes, so your normal standard librarians do not exist at Fresno State. They're spirited and enthusiastic. They practice 3 times a week.
I'm very much looking forward to this. It's sort of like Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade status.
Precisely. In fact, engineering is doing a large Zeppelin-type float.
Oh my goodness.
It's very exciting stuff.
Wow. So what makes the Centennial Homecoming celebration different from previous years? What makes it stand apart?
Normally, homecoming is a football game and we ask people to come back, but we're really focusing on October 16th this year. So we're doing a parade at 3 o'clock on campus. It's going to be along Barstow and then inter-campus streets. Great. It's entirely free and open to the public. And then we're also doing a tailgate of the century, which is going to be great. It's going to be in the Peace Garden on campus, and it's going to invite the community to come back and kind of picnic. It's not going to be a car kind of tailgate, but we'll have food, we'll have live music, game booths, so it'll be kind of like an on-campus carnival. And that's from 1:30 to 6:30, and then people can go off to the game.
And so that's open to the entire community then?
Yes, absolutely. The Alumni Association is selling tickets if people are interested in purchasing a meal or beverages.
Great, and would that have to be prior to the actual event, or will they be available at the door?
We encourage people to do prior to the event, but we'll take day of too.
Great, great. And so what are some other ways, we can talk first about how some students can get involved. What are some ways that students can get involved?
Sure, I have to say I have a team of great volunteers. I have people who are learning a lot about marketing, a lot about logistics, a lot about staffing, just to help out with the parade. And this is our first of many, many Centennial events this year. So if you are so inspired by this Centennial speech, you're welcome to get a hold of me and come help volunteer. The other thing is I'm working a lot with students to learn what in the world you guys want to do for your celebration. It's once in 100 years that we celebrate Fresno State, and so we want to make sure that we incorporated events that are interesting to you as well.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Tracy. We're really looking forward to homecoming.
You're welcome.
Now to wrap up this week's edition of the Bulldog Bulletin, reporter Isabel Lopez was on a mission to discover our students' favorite food at the Fresno Fair.
Hi, I'm Isabel Lopez and I'm here at Fresno State asking students what they love about the Fresno Fair.
I'm Santiago Antiveros, and my favorite thing about the fair is walking around and looking at the pigs and chickens. I think that's like a pretty fun and interesting kind of thing at the fair.
My name is Carly Negretti, and my favorite thing about the Fresno Fair is the delicious funnel cake.
My name is Oscar Maya, and one thing I like about the Fresno Fairgrounds is the bungee jumping. A lot of fun.
I'm Daniel Dukes, and I like the Fresno Fair because of the artists that come up. This year we have B.O.B. and our local fashion, both performing it there, and it's going to be dope.
My name is Frank Cuellar, and the thing that I like to do at the Fresno Fair is go to the beer garden, have a couple of drinks, and then I go to the UFO ride that spins you really fast, and it gets you stuck on the wall, and that's my favorite thing.
Hi, my name is Edmundo Santos, and my favorite thing about the Fresno Fair is the food, especially the cinnamon rolls. They're huge.
Hi, my name is Heather Beam, and my favorite thing about the big Fresno Fair is the Ferris wheel.
My name is Gustavo Vargas, and my favorite thing about the fair is basically I'm going with my family and friends and just having a good time.
Okay, I'm Princess Roman, and I love deep fried Pepsis. Those are wonderful.
Hi, my name is Noah Passmore, and my favorite thing about the fair is the food. They have like the best food, like the hot dogs and the burritos and the churros, the shakes, all the food really. I try to eat like 4 times while I'm there.
That food sounds delicious. That does it for this week's edition of the Bulldog Bulletin. I'm Cassidy Smith.
And I'm Mili Leal. We'll see you next time.